everyone, this is me Twinkle and I'm back again with some more important questions of the week. Like you all know, the approach is to tap the topics through questions of current importance, okay, keeping in mind the upcoming prelims 2022. Without causing any further delay, we'll start with question number 1. Question number 1 here says that Gulamgiri, that is slavery, and Shetkaryacha Asud, the cultivator's whipcord, is authored by whom? Whether it is authored by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Mahatma Gandhi, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar or Jyotiba Phule. Okay, so we need to know about the author here. So firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. The question is here because recently there was a news that said that the Maharashtra governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari received flack, okay, for his remarks that he made on the social reformist couple Jyotirao Phule and Savitribai Phule, okay. Now, flack is criticism. Basically, he was criticized for passing remarks that were not appropriate, okay. And we're discussing this question in that particular context. So, knowing more about the author of the book Gulamgiri and Shetkaryacha Asud, first of all, we'll understand who has actually authored these books, okay. So firstly, let me tell you the author is none other than Jyotiba Phule or Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, okay. We also call him Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. He was an Indian writer, social activist, a thinker and also anti-caste social reformer from the state of Maharashtra. His well-known books actually consist of so Gulamgiri and Shetkaryacha Asud is some of his prominent works and he is the author of these two books, okay. I hope this is fine with you. We are proceeding with question number 2 now. So we go ahead with question number 2 here. Question number 2 says that with reference to Great Barrier Reef, consider the following statements. Statement 1 says that it extends over 14 degrees of latitude, okay, from the shallow estuarine areas to deep oceanic waters. Second says it is located in the Caspian Sea. The third says it received World Heritage status in the year 1981, the first coral reef ecosystem in the world to have this distinction. So what we'll do is we'll study certain facts about the Great Barrier Reef and we'll be able to figure out the statements which are correct or which are incorrect in the given question. So firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. So recently what happened was degradation and loss of coral reefs can affect about 4.5 million people in Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean. So this was declared according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that is IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So it was given in the 6th assessment reports on impacts, adaptation and vulnerabilities. Okay, that is why this topic has come up here prominently. So further, we understand something about the Great Barrier Reef. So we know that the Great Barrier Reef is unique as it extends over 14 degrees of latitude from shallow estuarine areas to deep oceanic waters. Okay, so this is actually correct. This is a fact about the Great Barrier Reef. Within this vast expanse is a unique range of ecological communities, various habitats and species, all of which make the reef one of the most complex natural ecosystem, okay. So this is considered as the most complex natural ecosystem in the world, okay. Also, there is a fact that Great Barrier Reef was given the World Heritage status in the year 1981 and it is the first coral reef ecosystem to be recognized and to have been given this kind of a distinction. So this fact is also important. And also now we'll get back to the question, but before that we need to understand that where this is situated. It is very easy to remember that the Great Barrier Reef is actually situated in the Coral Sea off the coast of Queensland in Australia, okay. So remember this, where is Great Barrier Reef? It is located in the Coral Sea of the coast of Queensland in Australia, okay. Now let us verify the statements one by one. Since we've studied the facts, we might be able to solve this quickly. It extends over 14 degrees of latitude, yes, from shallow estuarine areas to deep oceanic waters. This is correct. It is located in the Caspian Sea. Galat. Why? Because we saw that it is located in the Coral Sea, okay. Next, it received World Heritage status in the year 1981, correct. The first coral reef ecosystem in the world to have this distinction. This is also correct. So the second statement stands incorrect. 1 and 3 are correct. D is the right answer, okay. So next we start with question number 3 here. Question number 3 says that with reference to Temporary Protection Directive TPDD D, consider the following statements. Statement 1 says the Temporary Protection Directive was created in the year 1945. Second says it has been invoked 3 times since the Second World War. Firstly, you need to understand that why this has been in news. This has been in news because of the mass influx of the refugees due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis. Okay, so that has been the context of this question. Now we'll study certain facts and we'll just find out what is actually this Temporary Protection Directive. Okay, so firstly we'll understand that what is TPD, Temporary Protection Directive. The Temporary Protection Directive is a 2001 European Union directive. Okay, EU directive or European Union directive for providing immediate temporary protection for displaced people from the non-European Union countries. Okay, so it is a provision for the displaced people from the non-European Union countries. So next it is find out that why it is there and what are the intentions of such kind of a directive. So it is intended to be used in exceptional circumstances when the regular European Union asylum system has trouble in managing or handling the mass influx of the refugees. Okay, so in that case only this is used. Okay, so next we see that the Temporary Protection Directive was created in the year 2001. Okay, so one thing is clear that in the question it was said that the year 1945 it was created, which is wrong. 2001 is the correct year. Following the conflicts during the 1990s in the Balkans to manage a mass influx of displaced persons. And the next we see that the war in Ukraine is the first ever time that the European Union has invoked the Temporary Protection Directive, TPD. Okay, so that is the first ever time European Union is using it. And this will be in place initially for 1 year with the possibility of automatically extending it up for another year. Okay, and next we see that it is being seen as another sign of European unity against Russia. Okay, so this step taken by the European Union, to invoke the TPD actually shows and gives a message about the European Union's unity against Russia. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you, and I hope the things about temporary protection directives is also clear to you. We'll go back to the question and study the statements and find out the answer. Statement 1 says the Temporary Protection Directive was created in the year 1945, which is wrong. This is created in the year 2001. The second statement says it has been invoked 3 times since the Second World War, which is wrong. It is being imposed for the very first time by the European Union because of the Russia-Ukraine crisis. Okay, so this is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect. Second is also incorrect. So D becomes the right answer. Neither 1, neither 2 are the correct options. Okay, neither 1, neither 2. So I hope this is clear to you. Next, I take you to question number 4. Recently seen in the news, protocol on inland water transit and trade is signed between India and which other country, whether it's Myanmar, Bangladesh, Thailand, Cambodia. We'll understand the question's context first. So it is in context because recently the Inland Waterways Authority of India, IWAI, Inland Waterways Authority of India, is planning to run a fixed schedule sailing between NW1 and NW2. NW1 means National Waterways 1 and National Waterways 2. Now what is National Waterway 1? I will let you know that, and what is National Waterway 2? You'll also have to discover that. So firstly find out what is National Waterway 1. Let us go and study about National Waterway 1 first. Now National Waterway 1 is also called as the Ganga Bhagirathi Hooghly River System. It is located in India and runs from Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh to Haldia in West Bengal via Patna and Bhagalpur in the Bihar district across the Ganges river. Okay. Now the second is it is having a route of about 1620 km long, making it the longest waterway in India. So make a note that this NW1, National Waterway 1, or the Ganga Bhagirathi Hooghly River System is the longest waterway in India. Which one? NW1. Next, we take a look about the details of National Waterway 2. We see that the river Brahmaputra, having a length of around 891 km between Bangladesh border and Sadia, was declared as National Waterway 2. So that is between Bangladesh border and Sadia. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Next, we see that the Protocol on Inland Waterway Transit and Trade was signed in 2015 between India and Bangladesh, and that is what the question is asking, that Protocol on Inland Waterway Transit was signed between India and which other country. Okay, so in the year 2015 it was signed between India and Bangladesh. So the two governments come together and they mutually decide and they mutually plan about the arrangements to use the waterways beneficially. For what reasons? Number one, for commerce between the two countries, and also for passage of goods between two places in one country and to third country through the territory of the other under the terms mutually agreed upon them. It is to facilitate the ease of transport and passage of goods between the two countries and also between some other third country through the territory of that particular country. So, okay, that is a mutual thing between the two countries. And here the two countries that we are talking about is India and Bangladesh. That is what the question was asking us. That recently seen in the news, Protocol on Inland Water Transit and Trade is between India and Bangladesh. Okay, so B is the right option. Next, we start with question number 5 here. Question number 5 says that with reference to the Deen Dayal Upadhyay, okay, Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, DDUGKY, Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, consider the following statements. Statement 1 says that it is a part of National Rural Livelihood Mission uniquely aimed at rural poor youth between 15 and 35 years of age with the purpose to create income. The second statement says that it has an outcome-led design with guaranteed placements for at least 70% of the trained candidates, and also it mandates 1/3 of the total candidates being trained under the scheme to be women. So we need to study about this scheme first, and then we will be able to decide which of the statement is correct or which is incorrect. Okay, so firstly we will understand the context of this question. So recently what has happened, that the Union Rural Development Secretary chaired a webinar promoting captive employer initiative under the scheme, that is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana. Okay, now we will study that what is this exactly. So this was launched in the year 2014. It is a nationwide placement linked skill training program. Okay, and of course when you read this placement linked skill development program, so you understand that somewhere or the other it is definitely aiming to create income for the youths. Okay, and it is funded by the Ministry of Rural Development, and it is a part of National Rural Livelihood Mission uniquely aimed at rural poor youths between the age group of 15 to 35 years of age and with the purpose to create income. Of course, that was a correct point. From this only you can predict that what would have been the intention of this particular scheme or a program. Now the other intention of this scheme is also to help the rural youth realize the career aspirations. Okay, so that is one thing. And next we see that it mandates 1/3 of the total candidates being trained under this scheme has to be women. So 1/3 of the candidates taken up for training under this scheme should be women. The upper age limit for women candidate is 45 years. The program has an outcome-led design with guaranteed placements, okay, for at least 70% trained candidates, as it is moving towards minimum mandatory certification. Now, this scheme is already being implemented in how many states? 27 states and 3 union territories for rural poor youth with an emphasis on placements. Now, it aims to skill rural youths who are poor and provide them with jobs. Okay, that is the aim of this entire scheme. So we go back to the question and we say that it is a part of National Rural Livelihood Mission uniquely aimed at rural poor youth between 15 to 35 years of age within the purpose to create income. Yes, this is correct, absolutely correct. But for women, the age limit is 45 years. Okay, keep that in mind. It has an outcome-led design with guaranteed placement for at least 70% trained candidates. This is also correct. Okay. Third says it mandates 1/3 of the total candidates being trained under the scheme to be women. Yes, we studied that. It is giving emphasis to the women development and women empowerment also. So this is also correct. So 1, 2 and 3 all are correct. D is the right answer. Okay. Moving ahead with question number 6 here, we see this question that says Kareva recently seen in the news. It is related to which of the following? Whether it's related to cavalrymen, religious tax, landform or village head. We need to figure that out. Firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. So recently Kashmir's highly fertile alluvial soil deposits called Karevas, okay, I hope the answer is already clear to you guys, are being destroyed in the name of development, much to the peril of local people. So basically what is Karevas? Karevas is highly fertile alluvial soil deposits, okay, of Kashmir area, okay. So it is basically relating to landform, okay. Here the question was that it is related to which of the following? It is nothing but a thing related to landforms, okay. So there we got the answer right from the context of this question. Further, we see that the word Kareva, what does it actually mean? In Kashmiri dialect, the word Kareva means the elevated tableland, okay? And these sediments occur as terraces, plateaus, mounds and rest over the Paleozoic, Mesozoic sediments of the Kashmir basin, okay? Now, I hope this is clear to you. The information about Kareva is understood by you all. And like I told you, Kareva is nothing but a term related to landform. We have already discovered the answer. Next, I'll take you to question number 7 here. Question number 7 says, which Indian state celebrates the Shirui Lily Festival? What is it? The Shirui Lily Festival. Whether it's Assam, Nagaland, Sikkim or Manipur. Firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. So, Manipur celebrates 4-day fest featuring dance, food, music, traditional games and much fanfare. At its heart is the beautiful Shirui lily, a unique species of ground lily that is found only in Manipur. I hope the answer is clear to you that Shirui Lily Festival is conducted where? None other than the state of Manipur. Okay, just from the context we could guess the answer. So next we'll study more about this. So it was English botanist Frank Kingdon Ward who discovered the 3-foot tall blush pink bell-shaped lily in Manipur for the research in the year 1946, okay. So the lily won the merit prize from the 1948 Royal Horticulture Society, RHS, at a flower show in London because of its unique characteristics. So the Manipur government decided that it will now declare Shirui lily as the state flower, okay, in the year 1989. So in the year 1989, Shirui lily was declared as the state flower of the state of Manipur. Now, today what is the scene that it is considered as endangered owing to the intense tourist activities and also because of the invasion and invasive bamboo species. So currently Shirui lily is an endangered species. And if we talk about this Shirui lily festival, it is actually intending to spread awareness, okay. This Shirui lily festival, it is actually intending to increase awareness about the plant. So next we need to understand that it is special because it is a species of ground lily found exclusively in the Shirui hills, okay. It is found where? Exclusively in the Shirui hills and hence the name Shirui lily, okay. And it is located about 18 kilometers from the district headquarters of Ukhrul, which is the home to which tribe? It is the home to Tangkhul Naga tribe, okay. Ukhrul, make a note of it. Ukhrul is the home to Tangkhul Naga tribe. And one more fact about this Shirui lily is that it cannot be transplanted anywhere else in the world, okay. So I hope these things are clear and we've already figured out the answer that Shirui lily festival is conducted and celebrated by the state of Manipur, okay. But that was not just the thing, I also wanted you to discover something more about this Shirui lily festival. Yeah, next we go ahead with question number 8. Question number 8 says that Glycosmus albicarpa recently seen in the news. It is related to which of the following? Whether it's something about flying squirrel, edible fruit, asteroid, nuclear weapon or what exactly that is. So we need to understand that. Firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. It says that a team of scientists from the Botanical Survey of India, that is BSI, has discovered a new ginberry species from the Kanyakumari Wildlife Sanctuary in the state of Tamil Nadu. The findings have been published in the latest issue of the Nordic Journal of Botany, published from Sweden. The species Glycosmus albicarpa is something related to the large white fruit and it is endemic to the southern Western Ghats. The species belongs to the orange family, okay. It belongs to what? It belongs to the orange family. The berries of the Glycosmus species have the unique characteristics of gin aroma and have gained in popularity as an edible fruit, okay? And also this species is also a larval host plant for butterflies like other species of the Glycosmus. Yeah. So I hope that is clear to you. The intention was to figure out that this Glycosmus albicarpa is relevant to what exactly, and we discovered that it is related to edible fruit, okay? This Glycosmus albicarpa is nothing but related to edible fruit, okay? So B is the right answer. Here we move ahead with the next question. Question says that recently seen in the news, the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 is related to. Statement 1 says the situation in the Middle East, we're talking about Yemen specifically, emergency special session of the General Assembly on Ukraine, and important role of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts and peace building, threats to international peace and security caused by terrorist attacks. So it is related to which of the following? We need to understand that. Firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. So recently, we see that an increasing number of women are joining Indian armed forces amidst of the long-standing calls to boost their presence in the global missions, okay? Now, this particular resolution that we are talking about, which one? The United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 is actually reaffirming the role of women in the prevention and resolution of the conflicts, the peace negotiation, peace building, peacekeeping, humanitarian response, post-conflict reconstruction, okay? So, this is what the resolution is all about, to recognize and to reaffirm the role of women in all these important things at a global level, okay? That is what it is about. Now, the Security Council adopted this resolution 1325 on women and peace and security on 31st October in the year 2000. The resolution urges all the actors to increase the participation on women and incorporate gender perspectives in all United Nations peace and security efforts, okay? So, it is basically intending to promote the participation on women in peacekeeping and resolution of the conflict at the global level, okay? So, I hope this is clear to you. So, now we can answer this question that the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325, whether it is related to situation in the Middle East, no. Whether it is emergency special session of the General Assembly on Ukraine, no. Important role of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts and peace building, yes, okay. C is the right answer. So, next we go ahead with question number 10. Question number 10 says that which organization releases the Global Environment Outlook Report, whether it's Greenpeace, the United Environment Programme, Worldwide Fund for Nature, Global Footprint Network. So, which amongst these releases the Global Environment Outlook Report? Firstly, we'll understand the context of this question. So, recently the United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, the world's highest level decision-making body with a universal membership of around 193 nations, is celebrating its 50th anniversary, okay? And also note that the United Nations Environmental Programme is the leading global environmental authority established in the year 1972, okay? I hope this much is clear. Next, we see that it is actually responsible to set the global environmental agenda, and it also promotes the coherent implementation of the environmental dimension of the sustainable development within the United Nations system. Its headquarters is in Nairobi, Kenya, okay? So, major reports that is published by UNEP is Emission Gap Report, Global Environment Outlook Report, Frontiers, and Invest into a Healthy Planet. So, all these reports are published by the UNEP. So, of course, we saw that the Global Environment Outlook Report is also published by UNEP, and hence I expect that the answer to this question is clear to all of you. But that was not just the intention. My intention was also to tell you certain things about the UNEP and its responsibilities. Next, there are certain campaigns which are conducted by UNEP, and that includes the Beat Pollution Campaign, United Nations 75 Campaign, World Environment Day Campaign, and Wild for Life Campaign. So, all these campaigns are also conducted by UNEP, okay? I hope this is clear to you. We'll go back to the question and we'll check that. The organization that releases Global Environment Outlook Report is none other than the United Nations Environment Programme, okay? I hope this much is clear to all of you. So guys, that's all from my end for this particular discussion, but before leaving, I'm dropping a question for you guys. You guys have to find out the right option as the answer and comment it in the comment section. So the question says that consider the following statements. The first statement says that Lingyats are the members of the Hindu sect having a wide following in the southern part of India. And the next statement says that they are the worshippers of Lord Shiva. And the third statement says that Lingyas and the Virashevas both have rejected the Vedas and the caste system. And you need to answer that which of the statements given above are correct. And you need to comment whether option A, B, C, D, which of the following option is the correct option. Okay, so that's all from my end. This is me, Twinkle, signing off. But before leaving, like I always say, let's know together, let's grow together, and let's crack together. You guys take care. We'll meet back again with another set of some more important questions of the week. Till then, thank you. Take care.